Good evening, everybody, and welcome in to the Buckeye Racing Network. I'm Tyler Bentley. Alongside me in the booth is Tim Henderson. Tim, how are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. We are here with the Short Track Rivals Racing Limited Late Model Division at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Looks like 9 or 10 cars signed in for action. We just switched over into tonight's qualifying session. Tyler Bickford, driver of the number 07 car, was fastest in tonight's practice session. We're going to take a look at him as he runs his qualifying laps around Lucas Oil. Going to run the top side here in 1 and 2. Let's see how he does here on lap number 1. Lap 1 for Tyler. Second quick at a 14.87. Dalton McDaniel ran a 14.83, so he's up at the top of the chart for now. Now Zach DeMars at a 14.81. Lap 2 for Tyler. A little slower at a 14.98. Drops it down low in 1 and 2. Going to use the top side again here in 3 and 4. And across the line to complete lap number 3. Lap 3 a little slower there, so he's going to keep a 14.87. Jason McManus out there. Just ran a 14.87, good for 5th quick. Joseph Grandy, top of the board at a 14.61, so good lap for Joseph. And McManus's last lap at a 15.15, so he's going to stay right there, 5th quick. Blake Bailey, last car, and he's going to be the 11th one here tonight in car 111. As he starts his lap. Running up high on lap 1. 14.81 for Blake, good for 2nd quick. Uses a little bit lower line there through 3 and 4. Crosses the line, and that time at 14.92. So Blake's going to stay 2nd quick. I believe that's every driver. Mark Haynes just completed his 3rd and final lap at a 14.90. So drivers can still choose to run some laps here before the end of tonight's qualifying session, as Blake Bailey takes an incredible entrance into the pit area as he jumps the car into the pit area. So very interesting there to close out tonight's qualifying session. And Joseph Grandy sets the quick time with a lap time of 14.61 seconds here tonight. So congratulations to Joseph on quick time. With that being said, we are going to roll into heat racing action here in just a few moments. Should have 2 heat races, probably 6 in one and 5 in the other. And then a 5-minute warm-up session for all the drivers. And after that will be our 30-lap feature event here tonight. Before we roll into heat racing action, Tim, early thoughts from you.
Well, seems like our last couple races that we've been a part of have all been here. Uh, Great track to put on a show. Certainly a tough track to get around. Not saying that any of the tracks are easy. Uh, They're definitely difficult, at least for me. I cannot speak for the partner in the booth, but I'm up in the booth, so I get to enjoy the drivers racing.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, dirt track oval racing isn't easy. Um, if you don't do it a lot and you just go out there and you try to run laps, you know you're going to feel as though you're down horsepower because these guys have run a lot of races on these dirt oval racetracks, have figured it out and are very very good at what they do here. Starting lineup for heat race number 1 is going to be our quick time Joseph Grandy and Zach DeMars, road 2. Tyler Bickford, Mark Haynes, road 3 is going to have Austin Corson and Jonathan Foxworth. As they begin to roll behind the pace truck, Blake Bailey says in the chat, had to make a great exit. That you did. Absolutely. Six cars going to do battle for 8 laps. Everybody's going to make it in the feature, so nobody has to worry about battling into the main event. So a little bit of a tune-up session here for these guys. Remember, these are open sets in this limited late model division, so gears and all of that do play a big role, especially later on into the feature. Joseph Grandy in the number 518 machine paces them slowly through 3 and 4. He steps on the gas. Green flag is in the air. We are racing in heat number 1. Tyler Bickford's going to follow him through on the bottom. Uh-oh. Grandy almost catastrophe, clipping that tire on the inside of 1 and 2. Bickford goes up top. Battle is on for 3rd. Mark Haynes underneath Zach DeMars. They're going to continue battling into turn 1 and 2 this time, Tim.
Yeah, we're going to see what line is going to prevail. I believe the last time we were here, it was like a really weird looking line going into 1.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Really dominated that field.
Yeah, absolutely. We just take a peek back up towards the front. You got Grandy running the extreme inside, Bickford running up on the cushion. Remember, you can't get too high here because the track starts sloping away from about the area that Tyler Bickford is running currently. You see, he missed the top just a little bit there, and the car kind of wanted to pull to that outside wall, but he gets a great run yet out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Still going to be side by side at the line here. Just 3 laps to go. Mark Haynes trying to reel both of them in and make it a 3-car battle for the heat race win. Zach DeMars trying to throw his hat into the mix there as well. The top side does prevail for Tyler Bickford. Joseph Grandy does big contact. Big contact for Grandy. He's going to pull it down into the infield and come to a stop. White flag goes in the air for Tyler Bickford. Just one more lap around. Unfortunate for Joseph Grandy in that 518 machine. Mark Haynes moves into 2nd. Zach DeMars back to 3rd. Bickford on the cushion out of turn 4, but he blinks out. But he returns as he crosses the line and takes the checkered flag. So Tyler Bickford wins heat 1. Mark Haynes will be 2nd. Zach DeMars 3rd. Austin Corson will be 4th. 5th is going to go to Jonathan Foxworth, and 6th to Joseph Grandy. Heat race number 2. Heading out onto the racetrack now. Row 1 is going to be Blake Bailey and Dalton McDaniel. Row 2, Jason McManus and Jonathan Scott. Row 3 is going to have one driver, and that'll be Matt Smith. As it looks like all 5 drivers ready to roll. Pace truck starts creeping down the front straightaway. Blake Bailey will be in control to start this second heat race. Tim, what do you say you bring us to the green flag here to kick off heat race number 2?
I would love to. Gonna maybe play some mind games as we roll through the front stretch. Rolling through 1 and 2, maybe a little contact between our 3rd and 5th place runner. Blake Bailey's gonna pace him through 3, and he's gonna step on the loud pedal. Now he does. Gets a pretty good launch. He stays to the bottom. The 55 of Jason McManus stays to the bottom. McDaniel all the way around the high side. Bailey also around the high side. Looks like that top line works really good in 3 and 4 as McManus slides up in front of McDaniel. McDaniel's going to slide right back up in front of McManus. McManus crossover, slides him right back. Great battle for our 2nd place position as Bailey is walking away from the rest of the field as McManus finally holds off McDaniel for a full lap and is looking to set pace.
Yeah, absolutely. Incredible battle there in the opening laps for the 2nd place position. It's kind of settled out now. Single file, everybody running up on the cushion. From Blake Bailey still leading, Jason McManus 2nd, 3rd. Currently Dalton McDaniel 4th to Jonathan Scott 5th. Goes to Matt Smith. Just 3 laps to go already. Jason McManus takes a different line through 1 and 2 that time, trying something out to see if he can make up any ground to leader Blake Bailey. Dalton McDaniel almost made contact with the outside wall. That allows Jonathan Scott to close right up on his rear bumper. Scott takes a peek to the inside, down the back straightaway. Going to challenge him on the inside here through 3 and 4. But McDaniel's going to get to run on the outside. White flag in the air just one more time around. Back up front with race leader Blake Bailey. He's going to ride the cushion here. Out of turn number 4 to the line. Blake Bailey wins heat 2. Jason McManus will be 2nd. Dalton McDaniel holds on for 3rd. Jonathan Scott 4th. And Matt Smith crosses the line in 5th. That concludes heat race number 2. We're going to roll right into our warm-up session. 5 minutes on the clock for the drivers. They're going to head out now. Do some more testing and tuning before we kick off. Our feature event here tonight. While we have a moment, we are going to step away and get a word from our sponsors over at Premier Racing Setups. everybody. Welcome back in here to the Buckeye Racing Network. Thanks again to our partners over at Premier Racing Setups. Don't forget to use code Buckeye15 when you check out to get 15% off a setup pack. Try Premier Racing Setups today. Underneath 1 minute to go in our warm-up session, Blake Bailey tops the board with a 14.97. Jason McManus a 14.99. Mark Haynes at a 15.07. Remember, 30 laps the distance for our drivers here tonight. Tim, going to kick it off a little early. Who's going to be your driver to watch here tonight?
I'm going to go with the driver who's coming back. I haven't seen him in a while. That's going to be the 111 machine of Blake Bailey.
I'd say that's a pretty good driver to keep an eye on here tonight. You know what? Joseph Grandy ran really well for a majority of the first heat race and just clipped the tire on the inside part of the racetrack. That's car 518. I'm going to be keeping my eye on him here as we progress through our feature. All right, let's get a look at our starting lineup for our feature event here tonight. Row number 1 is going to be Tyler Bickford and Blake Bailey. Row 2, Mark Haynes and Jason McManus. Row number 3, Zach DeMars and Dalton McDaniel. Row 4, Austin Corson and Jonathan Scott. Row 5, Jonathan Foxworth and Matt Smith. Row 6 will be Joseph Grandy. Yeah, it looks like a couple cars have not taken the grid, so 9 cars have. Matt Smith being the last one to grid here. Now Jonathan Foxworth joins in, so make it a total of 10 cars. To start tonight's feature as we start rolling. Joseph Grandy, unfortunate, not going to make the call to start our feature, so 10 cars strong, 430 laps. Tyler Bickford starts on the pole. Blake Bailey will be on his outside. We'll have a couple quick pacing laps, and the green flag is going to fly here at the Lucas Oil Speedway.
I believe that was your one to watch. Anyone else you want to throw out there?
Yeah, we're going to keep an eye on that 70 machine of Mark Haynes starting on the inside of row number 2. Pace truck peels off. Tyler Bickford leads the guy slowly down the back straightaway and into turns 3 and 4. Green flag is in the air, and we're ready to rock and roll at Lucas Oil for 30 laps. Bickford uses a little bit of a slider line through 1 and 2, but Blake Bailey gets a good run out of 2. Took a peek to the inside, but thought less of it and followed Bickford through 3 and 4. Makes a little contact with the outside wall. Jason McManus looks to his inside, almost able to complete that pass. Mark Haynes battling hard on the inside there as well. So 3-car battle for the second place position. Behind them, Zach DeMars just cleared Dalton McDaniel. And contact down the front straightaway. Jonathan Foxworth slow, coming to a stop in the middle of 1 and 2. That's going to bring out the caution flag. I believe Austin Corson part of that as well. Let's see what happened to Foxworth in the 29 machine. Looks like Austin Corson just really high out of 4. And the 51 of Jonathan Scott and the 29 of Jonathan Foxworth made heavy contact with him going down the front straightaway. And I don't think the 29 or the 22 could turn. And I think the 29 tried to get into the pit area and just brought the car to a stop. at the top of 1 and 2 there. So first caution flag flies here tonight. As both Austin Corson and Jonathan Foxworth have their cars in the pit lane to the attention of their crews. Pace truck peels off. Austin Corson, Jonathan Foxworth not going to be able to rejoin before we get the green flag. Bickford, McManus, row 1. Bailey, Haynes, row number 2. Bickford fires. Green flag back in the air. Jason McManus, a great start on the outside. He powers around Bickford to the lead. Jason McManus, new race leader. Tyler Bickford will be second. Bailey has a peek to the inside. Not able to do nothing there. Bickford challenging McManus for the lead once again. As McManus fends off Bickford for now. Blake Bailey, Mark Haynes following close by. Matt Smith moved to the inside of Zach DeMars as he tries to move up into 6th. Oh, very tight racing there. I don't think Matt was quite clear of Zach. So there was a little contact made. Move Matt Smith into 6th. Dalton McDaniel giving Mark Haynes a mirror full out of turn number 2. As for the most part, we are single filed out through the field. Austin Corson and Jonathan Foxworth both able to rejoin. Foxworth a lap down. Austin Corson 11.5 seconds behind race leader Jason McManus. About 0.4 of a second separate McManus and Bickford. Go ahead, Tim.
I was just about to say, Tyler Bickford starting to just reel in Jason McManus very slowly, as McManus actually puts a little bit of a gap between him and Bickford.
Yeah, these drivers are trying a couple different lines. The gap stayed pretty steady at around 0.4 of a second, but we do have a battle a little further back. Mark Haynes, Dalton McDaniel, Matt Smith, 4th, 5th, and 6th respectively. Going to have a battle for 4th brewing up, though. Dalton McDaniel still all over Mark Haynes. Mark Haynes trying to fend off McDaniel as there's going to be contact out of turn 2. McDaniel has a peek to the inside. Matt Smith may try to make it 3 wide here. Does have a peek to the inside of Dalton McDaniel for the 5th place position here, as we have a great little battle between 4th, 5th, and 6th. Matt Smith, another peek to the inside, drag racing down into turn 1. Smith has to roll out of the throttle just a bit. McDaniel keeps the power down and rolls around the top and holds on to 5th for now. Mark Haynes. A little bit of a slip in 3 and 4. What's McDaniel do? He tries to put a little bit of a slider line, not able to clear Haynes out of turn 2 this time. He's going to settle back. No, he's going to dive it into turn 3 and slide up in front of Haynes. He was not clear. McDaniel goes for a spin, and the 35 of Zach DeMars makes heavy contact with him down the front straightaway. That's going to bring our second caution flag out of the night with 15 laps down and 15 to go, right at our halfway point. Let's take another look at this here. We seen Dalton. He entered into turn 3 and just tried to slide up across the nose of Mark Haynes, and he maybe was clear for just a split second, but as soon as he tried to slide up in front of him, Haynes was there, and Haynes just didn't let him move up into that position, and he gave him the bumper, and he spins Dalton McDaniel around, and Zach DeMars nowhere to go, just makes heavy contact with Dalton McDaniel. Both of those cars will have to head into the work area to the attention of the crews.
Tyler Bickford was able to start closing that gap really big in 3 and 4. That was where Bickford was the strongest, but just not strong enough compared to that 55 machine of Jason McManus. Was able to just hold his own.
Yeah, absolutely. Jason McManus is going to bring us back into the restart zone here. He has control of the field. He fires away. Everybody else follows suit. Green flag goes back in the air. 14 laps to go. Blake Bailey has a run to the inside of Tyler Bickford. Bickford on the outside with the momentum. Holds on to second place, and Bickford is going to challenge for the lead. But McManus running the outside with the momentum. Holds on to the lead for now. Mark Haynes in fourth. Jonathan Scott, Matt Smith battling for fifth. Move Jonathan Scott into fifth. Matt Smith back to sixth for now. Matt Smith still challenging on the bottom side. Back up front, Tyler Bickford is giving Jason McManus a mirror full into turn 3. Bickford looks slow. McManus up high. Blake Bailey, Mark Haynes, both using the inside part of the racetrack, trying to make up any ground they can on first and second. Bickford not giving up, trying to use the inside line. This time moves up and follows Jason McManus through 1 and 2. Bickford using the inside to his advantage, almost able to complete the pass out of 4, but not quite this time.
Wow, what a move.
Yeah, Bickford, I think, has found something down low. He's able to really make up some time through the center of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 down on the very inside part of the racetrack. Oh, so close through 1 and 2. Bickford is right there. What's he going to do into 3? Takes a peek to the inside of McManus. Drag racing down the front straightaway and into turn 1. Bickford all the way down near the tires. You have to be careful not to clip one of them because it really hurts the race car. Bickford, good run out of turn 4. Takes the lead at the line. Let's see what happens through 1 and 2. McManus has a good 1 and 2 on the top. McManus leads into 3. Dead even through the center of the corner. At the line this time, McManus. 5 laps to go. Blake Bailey trying to get some momentum up to catch up and battle with McManus and Bickford. McManus pulls out to a car length advantage over Bickford. Blake Bailey in third with some breathing room to Mark Haynes. Matt Smith in fifth. Jonathan Foxworth back in sixth. Back up front with 3 to go. McManus slowly stretching that gap. It's 3 car lengths now. Bickford back to the bottom to try to make up some ground. McManus stretching the lead now to 5 car lengths. Out of turn 4, white flag in the air for Jason McManus. Just one more time around. Bickford follows him on the outside. Gap 0.6 of a second into turn 3. McManus up high. Bickford tries down on the bottom, but out of turn 4. McManus holds off Bickford and wins tonight at Lucas Oil Speedway. Mark Haynes was able to grab the 3rd place position to round out our podium. Matt Smith, Blake Bailey will be 4th and 5th. Jonathan Foxworth, Jonathan Scott, Austin Corson, Zach DeMars, Dalton McDaniel, and Joseph Grandy rounds out the field here tonight from Lucas Oil Speedway. Our top 3 stopping on the front straightaway. Let's get a word in with our 3rd place finisher here tonight, Mark Haynes, if we can. I don't see Mark available as of right now. So we'll move on and talk to tonight's 2nd place runner, Tyler Bickford. Nope. As I say that, I do see Mark pop in and available to talk, so we will talk to him first. Hey, Mark Haynes, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, man. You bring that car home in 3rd place here tonight. Good solid run for you. Tell us a little bit about your night.
A struggle. Didn't have time to really work on a setup. I feel really bad for the 111. I didn't want it when I did not want it like that. He, from my point of view, he kind of parked exit. I got into him. I jabbed the brakes. I stabbed it, figuring he'd take off again. And even with me reefing up the hill, I still got into him again. And I apologize for that. I apologize for the 69. Late race, the left front was broke. I don't know if you guys could see it on the restart, how I was twitching real hard, but I don't know what was going on with the left front, but it was pretty much non-existent.
Oh, absolutely. We was watching the battle for the lead. I didn't catch what happened there at the tail end of that race, but a good heads up for us here, and I'm sure Blake Bailey and you guys can work things out hopefully here in the future. But Tim, do you have anything to ask Mark?
Yeah, what was so tricky about this place tonight?
I couldn't find a gear I liked. I definitely, a little bit of time that I set my car up, I set it up for a much slicker track, so the car was a little bit, well, a lot tight for me. And then, yeah, just not coming prepared.
Yeah, absolutely. I understand that completely. I know the summertime, everybody has a little less time on their hands than they'd like, but nonetheless, a top 3 run for you here tonight at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Before we let you go, who would you like to thank?
You guys for broadcasting, STRR for putting it on, and everybody on the car.
All right, Mark. Well, congratulations on your top 3 run here tonight, and let's you celebrate it.
Thank you.
That was our 3rd place finisher, Mark Haynes. Time to talk to 2nd place finisher, Tyler Bickford. Hey, Tyler. It's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, another great run for you here tonight. Ran up front for all 30 laps, battled with Jason McManus there all feature long. What was that battle like, and was there anything else you could have done in the closing laps there? It looked like you may have found something on the bottom there for a few laps.
Yeah, it was a great run. I killed my momentum one time coming out of 2, and so that was that basically. He walked away from there, but the last closing laps I went up top and 1 and 2, and I found some speed up there. If I found it sooner, maybe I could have done something more.
Yeah, absolutely, but still a great run for you this week. Now that makes it 2 good runs this week in STRR. Tim, do you have anything to ask Tyler?
Yeah, you really got that bottom working. What was so key about running that bottom line?
I, you know, I I think it was just the way I was driving, and part of the way the car was set up. I set it up to how I like to drive, obviously, and it's very bottom dominant. It's a lot of drive, but not too good in the middle of the corner.
Yeah, absolutely. You sure figured out the bottom. Probably the best of everybody out there tonight. Before we let you go, who would you like to thank?
You guys for broadcasting and STRR for putting the race on.
All right, Tyler. Well, again, congratulations on a good run tonight, bringing it home in second place. We'll let you celebrate it.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You as well. Let's bring in our race winner now, Jason McManus. Hey, Jason, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
All righty, buddy. What a feature event for you here tonight. Moved up a few spots, battled for the race lead with Tyler Bickford there off and on. Tell us a little bit about it.
Man, I think the top was a little bit better at the start of the race, and that kind of helped me, passing Mark Haynes and Blake Bailey, and then Tyler. Man, that boy gave me a run for my money, and I'm really glad he did. I'm proud of him, and I'm proud of what he did. I I can't thank him enough for that race he gave me.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys had a phenomenal, hard but clean battle throughout the feature, and we can't ask for anything better than that here on the Buckeye Racing Network. That's for sure. Tim, do you have anything to ask Jason?
What was going through your mind after that restart and Beckford was able to roll that bottom as good as he was?
Ooh, I was kind of hoping that. So going into turn 3, I slipped up and I went up too high, and he got fully by me, and I thought he was gonna cut up the track and take the line away. I was trying to get back like side by side with him, so he didn't fully get that off because I knew my race was over if he did that, and I was just hoping and praying.
Yeah, no kidding there. But Jason, great run for you here tonight. Before we let you go, who would you like to thank?
I gotta thank you guys for broadcasting this and getting this out. I gotta thank all of the guys at STRR, Dana, Austin, Matt, all of them guys. I gotta thank one of my good rap buddies, Dana Burdick. He helps me with my raps and stuff like that. I gotta thank Lucas Oil Speed Shop for helping me out with sets and stuff like that. I mean, that's really it.
All right, Jason. Well, again, congratulations on the victory here tonight at the Lucas Oil Speedway. We'll let you celebrate it.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, that was going to wrap up our interviews here tonight with our top 3. As the night comes to a close, any closing thoughts tonight from you, Tim?
Just an amazing race. I want to thank the drivers. I mean, they just went out there and gave us the best show.
Yeah, I completely agree there, Tim. Good, clean, hard battling here tonight from what we've seen on our end here in the booth. So again, thanks to STRR and all the drivers here that makes everything possible on the Buckeye Racing Network. Upcoming for us on Sunday night, we'll be live at 9 o'clock Eastern with the League of Outlaws IMCA style modified division. It's their championship race, so won't you come on out and join us for that? And of course, next week on Tuesday and Thursday night at 9 o'clock Eastern, we will be back with STRR for the next races in the 305 and the limited late model division. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so you'll know each and every time we go live here on the channel. But that's going to do it for us here tonight. For Tim Henderson, I'm Tyler Bentley. Good night.